Everyone, welcome to the Pepo Coin channel. I hope you've watched this video through to the finish. If you're new to the channel, you actually sign up as a subscriber. So let's get started and discuss some of the events that have occurred in the past few days, aside from the price action, of course. First off, there will be a significant Crypto Council Summit gathering soon, mainly in the United States. This is from White House AI and crypto czar David Sachs. On Friday, March 7, President Trump will hold the first White House Crypto Symposium. Prominent founders, CEOs, and investors from the cryptocurrency sector will be among the attendees. I am excited to meet everyone there. In essence, this is a summit with the president. This is precisely that. These, in my opinion, are the players who will be connected to that crypto council. I believe this to be precisely that. We are now certain that Ripple will be present. The truth is, let's be honest. Well-known CEO, founders, you're aware already, most likely Brad Garlinghouse will be present. Stuart Adderati will most likely also be present. Watching, waiting, and seeing will have to do, but this will undoubtedly involve Ripple. If it didn't, I would be surprised. However, when we consider this, this has been sweeping across X like a wildfire. There have been a lot of folks who have been making predictions about what will happen. As the White House just stated that it will host a Bitcoin and crypto summit, the Bitcoin maxis in particular have been predicting that a Bitcoin strategic reserve will be declared. No, this has nothing to do with Bitcoin. Listen, the last time I looked, a well-known founder or CEO would not be affiliated with Bitcoin, and we are unsure of the CEO's identity. Therefore, I do believe that utilities projects are the main emphasis when we consider what is happening here. These, in my opinion, will be the major initiatives that truly have the power to alter the financial industry and all of our current knowledge of it. Furthermore, I think Ripple will be present. Furthermore, I do think that something will be discussed at this summit. Additionally, I do believe that the SEC is involved. Yes, I am referring to the Ripple case. He did state that my question is whether the Ripple case will be dropped before or after the administration's crypto conference, and subjective opinions also began to speculate a little bit on this. If there were no active cases against cryptocurrency companies, especially an American company like Ripple, that would be good for the government. I now wholeheartedly concur. Listen, given the current situation, we are beginning to notice a significant change from the SEC. And even Eleanor Tourette stated, and this has to do with that SEC Crypto Task Team. Spring Spirit Towards Crypto Clarity is a roundtable series with industry players that the SEC Gov Crypto Task Force is preparing to host. The first of the 5 scheduled roundtables will take place at the SEC offices in Washington, D.C. on March 21st, according to 2 people with knowledge of the situation. I've been informed that identifying security status will be the main focus of the first meeting. Again, we don't have many details about this, but it fits in perfectly with the crypto conference, which is scheduled for March 7th. March appears to be the month that the Ripple case will be dropped. It would surprise me greatly if this lawsuit was still pending after March. This is due to what we are now beginning to observe. For instance, the judge recently threw down the SEC's case against Richard Hart, the founder of Hex Crypto. Listen, I've stated repeatedly that the SEC did file some charges against this business, and some of those cases were legitimate. It is this one. Richard Hart is someone who truly committed fraud, as anyone who knows him should understand. He was out and about all the time. After he dumped on all of them, he flexed on the holders of Hex. They still back him, though. Here are some pictures from 2022 of him showing off his $1 million Ferrari and 3-inch $1,000 Lamborghini to everyone. Guys, there is only one thing to assume when someone posts this kind of content after you purchased a coin that they launched and it crashed. You were played. Once more, I will not delve into the notion that, okay, well, no, Ripple ought to have had the lawsuit dismissed first. No, that isn't important to me. This lawsuit shouldn't have been dismissed, in my opinion. However, I am aware that the SEC is attempting to get off to a clean start in this case. I understand, I recognize that, but I think this one is nuts. I think it's absurd that this was dropped before the Ripple case. Now, Johnny Deaton labeled all of the SEC players when Ripple said it on behalf of 75000 XRP holders. Because, once more, listen, there have been a lot of significant changes on these instances. It's not fair. Richard Hart's case was dismissed. No, there are a lot of them. Here, the Cointelegraph numbers show that February 2025 is the exact date. Thus, 6 cryptocurrency prosecutions were abandoned or halted by the SEC. 35% of the global hash rate is accounted for by public companies. Here are some statistics to support this once more. Bybit had 1.4 billion ETH stolen, shattering records and more. The SEC has established a crypto task force and adopted a novel approach to crypto regulation. Coinbase, Uniswap, Robinhood, and Consensus are among the companies against which 6 charges have been dropped this month. Additionally, keep in mind Tron, which has been experiencing significant pause. MetaMask, I think, was also fully cleared, as well as OpenSea. In their ongoing case, the actions have given Ripple fresh hope. Although they continue to top the charts, the US and China's percentage of the global hash rate has decreased, with 28 countries having more than 0.1% of the global hash rate and only 9 having more than 1%. The two countries' proportion of Bitcoin mining power has declined relative to the other countries. At this point, we have a partial breakdown of Bitcoin ownership. I don't think you guys are all that concerned. However, following the 2024 federal elections, 15 new lawmakers who support cryptocurrency joined Congress during Trump's first 40 days in office. Legislators in several states have been introducing laws to introduce or investigate cryptocurrency reserves and Bitcoin in their respective legislatures. 5 states have rejected measures out of the 25 that have introduced them, with 4 of those rejections taking place this month. Others, however, remain unfazed, and in February alone, 11 jurisdictions passed new laws relating to state governments' investments in cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin reserves. North Korea, which we already know about, Bybit, on February 21st. We don't need to go over anything again. The popularity of meme coins has now begun to decline. Once more, I believe that this is emphasizing the usefulness that I did discuss at the start of this video, because I do believe that utility is the main focus of the shift. From the perspective of the government as a whole, I believe that they are currently viewing the sector somewhat differently. In fact, they are examining the technology and asking, how can we use this technology to be a leader? However, many of these instances have been dismissed or discontinued. Indeed, it does support the technology such as Uniswap, it supports DeFi technology. The exchange side of things is undoubtedly supported by these centralized exchanges. However, we would like to see Ripple cleaned entirely. Additionally, I believe that this will be a significant trigger. Thus, I believe that all XRP holders should pay close attention to it. Since Gemini is undoubtedly a big one who was recently dismissed as well, a huge shout out goes you to Credible Crypto for quoting the dismissal. The SEC has now concluded or initiated investigations into Coinbase, Uniswap, OpenSea, Robinhood, and now Gemini. Next is probably the largest and most important case, the one that began it all. I wouldn't be shocked if the SEC were to soon drop their appeal against Ripple. According to XRP's longer timeframe chart, this is most likely a suitable catalyst and story to go along with the subsequent upswing. I'm just wondering if it will occur before or after the next leg begins. In any case, it's exciting times, XRP family. Since I'm recording this a little early, the actual price chart will undoubtedly show a shift in price activity. However, a significant trigger is something I'm genuinely keeping an eye out for with relation to XRP. Furthermore, I do believe that the current happenings regarding this area, such as the recent White House conference, will benefit the overall sector. Additionally, I believe that Ripple will be present. Consider it this way, don't you think? Trump is among the major figures in this administration that Ripple has already met with. They joined them for dinner. Many say, oh, what did they pay for it? You mean it doesn't matter? They gained access to the door. They were given the opportunity to present their position. They also had the opportunity to describe the technology they provide.